Playmakers.
Mm.
Playmakers.
Playmakers,
I watched
bro.
it, man.
Did you see it?
And often, yeah, I saw it. Oftentimes, I look back at a show like Playmakers and I think, yo, this was a lot better than I thought it would be. Especially back, I saw it in real time.
Bro.
And when I saw a show on ESPN, the first like real big drama show, it's gonna be trash. ESPN don't make no drama shows.
Right.
Yeah.
It was so
I
far ahead
saw
of its
it-
time.
I saw it like this could have been on FX or HBO. And I was like, whoa. But then I did the science
Mm-hmm.
and I looked at the people behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, so there was like amazing people behind it. And I looked at Orly Adelson, right? She is the president of Dick Clark Productions,
That's
right?
right. Orly.
Miss Universe, Golden Globes,
Yep.
American Music Awards.
Yeah.
And then the writer, John Eisendrath, wrote for Beverly Hills, Felicity, Blacklist.
Brilliant.
So this show, if I would have known this, I was like, all right, they're about to kill it.
Right.
And then they cast a great cast.
Yeah.
You were a very important part of that show.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Russell Hornsby. Come on.
yeah.
Come on. My rival.
But as I rewatched, because I did watch it, I remember thinking the first scene is a dude in the hospital who can no longer feel from the neck down because he got hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this kid. And then the next scene is a player injecting painkillers.
Yeah.
So
that was
you often, yeah, go ahead.
It's a simple. That's the easiest one to explain why it only went one season. I like to just think of it as a mini series, but the cold-blooded thing about it is what they told us as actors. They said, "Look, the NFL does not like this show. They are not signing off on this show. You will know once you've read all of the scripts why." Because there are a lot of allegations, and we're talking about things that are happening, but not happening. You know what I mean? And they definitely don't want to, publicize any of this type of shit really happening. We talk about steroids and drug use and people getting hit and get them back out there. You know what I mean? And doing drugs in between this and that and hookers and blow and corrupt owners and like all of the storylines were things that came out after the show was done. It was like if they were to do it now, people were like, "Oh yeah, of course that's what happens. We get it." But at the time, they told us actors, they said no mentioning NFL in any interview. So this thing goes on ESPN. Every man that lived. Now it's pretty cool. I'm sure everybody watches ESPN, but then that's what guys watch was ESPN. So every interview you do not mention NFL. Well, guess what? We filmed it in Toronto. So we used CFL players. So we're like, well, that's easy. Just say C instead of N. We're in the CFL. It's about a CFL league. You know what I mean? So, okay, we get around that. And they were like, to you actors, to you performers, kill it. The better you do, the better chance you have of a season 2. The better you, not to say that we would. It's kind of like when they talk about, I don't know, I'm a Saints fan and they crucified us when we put Brett Favre out. And they were like, well, it was Bounty Gate and they were headhunting and they told them to do your best. Like they should have been doing their best any damn way. Like we should need motivation to get a second season by being great actors. But I remember it was such a success. The numbers were insane. When I got back from Canada and went to Vegas, I was mobbed so heavily. It was the most I used to do shows like Wild and Crazy Kids. Was mountains of kids around me signing autographs constantly. It was nothing compared to this. I went to Vegas and even then I was a kid, so all different kids knew me. Okay, right. Then I did a lot of black sitcoms and a black movie, a couple black shows, that type of thing, blah, blah, blah. So in, areas where there's my people and blacks and urban area, boom, I know, okay, all right, yeah, that's me, blah, blah. But everybody else would be like, who's that? During that time when that was out, I was DH, period. I still had the braids. So I went to Vegas looking like DH. They were like, that's DH. I needed security to get out of there. This was in like Caesar's Palace. It was nuts. I was shocked. I got scared. Who are they yelling at? Like, me? Yeah, DH. Oh, yeah, y'all watch it? Are you kidding? Look, it's DH. Like, it was insane. It was insane. So when it was over, all the cats got together and we all had like a plan of what we're going to do for the second season. We're like how the shape we were going to get in so that we can do that the cover with us all standing there. We're going to do it with nothing but pads. We just all going to be ripped. We're going to stick together. Blah, blah, blah. Like, so we all thought the thing was going to go for 10 seasons. And when they explained it, they were like, how were the ratings? They were like, they were great. How much money did we make for ESPN? Millions of dollars. Great. So when's season 2? Never. Well, maybe we'll go to another network. Not going to happen. Why wouldn't it go to another network at least? If it's a very successful show, ESPN doesn't want to do it. Well, why doesn't ESPN want to do it? Because the NFL told them, if you want our contract, cancel that little million show. You want $1 billion NFL contract or making millions of billions? It wasn't even a talk. And you think, why not anywhere else? Same reason. Who's going to pick up a show that the NFL says, you sure you want us on? NFL on TBS? Nope, not a chance. Not if you put that show on. You're watching the NFL on ABC? Not if you put that show on. You know what I mean? So we knew it was never going to come back or go anywhere else. But what a hell of a time. People ask me about my favorite show ever, my favorite production to be a part of, or the best time I've had as an actor. It's right up there with Baby Boy because it was life-changing. I mean, with Baby Boy, obviously, that altered my career because I was a 90s sitcom actor. So when I went into audition rooms with this resume and I'd perform well, and they'd be like, oh, we love him. But what has he done? He's sitcom. Everybody's like, no, they're not going to take him seriously. Nah, we'll just pick one of these guys, After Baby Boy, that changed. Then I was able to pretty much have the pick of my roles and at least be taken seriously and get in the runnings for everything. Playmakers,
Yeah.
I always wanted to play football. In high school, very first day of high school, I go straight to the field. We line up, we get there, coach gets us around. She's like, all right, first thing y'all need to know is football is about dedication. You are starting practice. If you want to make the team, practice starts today. I know this is the first day of high school for you freshmen. Practice starts today. All right, give her a break. I walk up to the coach, I say, hey man, I can't stay today because I got to film. I'm on this TV show called, but he just looked at me like, man, go on somewhere. Every day that I was at school, I tried to, and they're just like, knock it off. You can go play catch, man, and go do some push-ups. But no, you're not going to join the team. So I always wanted to play football. And when I got the audition, the crazy thing is this. I actually booked a movie called The Playmaker. We filmed it in New Orleans. It was backed and financed by some anonymous football player. And he stopped putting money into the film and it stopped filming. It was the weirdest thing ever. And this happens. Some productions just shut down. Oh, they're waiting for them to send some more money. And I was stranded in New Orleans. I wound up living in New Orleans for a couple months. But we filmed half of the movie. It was me. It was Boris Kojo, Zoe Saldana. It was a bunch of names in it. And it was a real intense script. And it was called The Playmaker. And we got halfway through filming this thing. It shuts down. We're just hanging around in our hotel, waiting for it to start back up. Finally, production is like, no, they're not sending any more checks. We got nothing to pay y'all with. Thanks for coming. So I go back home, and then I get this script for Playmakers. I was like, what the hell? I was like, I got to book it, though. Fuck out of here. But this is my second chance to play a football player. This other one, and we was kicking ass, man. These scenes in the Playmaker of the movie were just so intense. Where I was the bad guy. I didn't play many bad guys in my career, but I was the antagonist. I was like, and me and Boris were going head to head, and me and Zoe get shot. We're laying in a pool of blood with each other. I wonder if she even remembers this. And I remember going back to work the next day, and she was just like, hey, like she was like way more cordial with me because I don't know, everybody's always in their own world. But after we died together, but the movie never came out. It was crazy. But then Playmakers happened, and best time of my life, man, out there in Toronto. Oh my God, if you got a chance to be single. Go to Toronto. If it happens in your life, go to Toronto. Oh my God. The ratio, boy, I can talk forever. It makes no sense. Just all the people, just like how nice everyone is, the women, how they look on just the average, and they all look wonderful. So when you talk to one, they're just like, oh, you talked to me? Oh my God, you spoke to me? Like, yeah, baby, what time is it? Oh, thank you. But anyway, it was party town. And then to be on a TV show where I'm the star and then I walk out and people are like, hey, you that guy out there too. And it wasn't as much because once we filmed, we were out there for about 6 months. It didn't start. I think it aired as we were wrapping. We did catch the first episode and we didn't know what to expect. You read a script and you go, this is a good script. You film the scenes, you're like, this feels good, but you're still going like this until you see it. Because you saw it. When you saw it, you were going, damn. Even when the intro came on and had the one, and the fast-paced film cuts and the editing was just, it was brilliant the way they shot that damn thing. And I even, my body changed as I was filming it. When I first started, I weighed, I don't know, 250 or something. And when I ended, I was like 230 or something. Like I shrank so much that when I did the first scene where I raced Russell, we filmed it, and then like a month later, the producers came to me and said, "Hey man, you looking great, man." And I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man. You got me in the locker room with all these actual athletes. We working out constantly. You kidding me? It's workout sauna. That's all we do is we getting ripped and ripped." And they're like, "Yeah, man, but we got to refilm some scenes." And I was like, "As long as it ain't that damn scene where I got to race Russell, it's that scene, isn't it?" Yeah. We had to reshoot that damn scene, and I remember we ran so many times. Oh, it was an awesome scene. All that stuff was real. Doing the push-up and then jumping up from a handstand. I wish I could do that right now with my knees. But the whole everything in slow motion. And then they were
I want to talk about just how successful the show was, because the show drew an audience about 2 million viewers per episode, 5 times as much as the slot for the previous year. But
telling you.
The thing was, it was funny. Mark Shapiro at the time for ESPN, the vice president, said the NFL didn't play a factor. Well, it wasn't the primary factor. We just made the decision.
Yeah,
we don't. He said we do not let anyone dictate our programming agenda. But the funny thing is, Ballers comes out. Very similar situation.
Oh my God, everybody was yelling at me the same thing. Hey, they stole Playmakers. That's Ballers. I was like, dude, I love Ballers. I thought it was hilarious. And it was a comedy. We were far from a comedy.
But Wahlberg says, this is what he said, the NFL has not confirmed, that Roger Goodell called him and told him he can't do it. And this is what Mark Wahlberg said on an interview with Mike and Mike. So my thing is, when you say ESPN, Playmakers was canceled by ESPN, by the NFL, but it was essentially a call to all networks. You cannot have a football show because Netflix, all these Peacock, all these other things are not touching it. And what would be a bigger hit than a show about the biggest game in America, and it hasn't been touched outside of Ballers?
But it's the same thing. I mean, you know, it's just funny. He's like, Shapiro, they didn't play a fact. They did. That contract played a fact. You thought, nah, let's not piss them off. Could you imagine no football on ESPN? That we wouldn't even watch it.